What's up guys, my name's Someway and welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today we're going to be talking about the Eredivisie Squad Foundations 2 and a team that you can use to help get them a lot quicker and get it done a lot faster in the Mangerial Masterpiece mode, hopefully because it will be one of the most overpowered teams that you can use for these objectives. So if you've already done the Eredivisie Foundations 1, then obviously you're going to be doubling up on these. You will have almost already done this already. However, if you're someone that hasn't completed these already, then you're going to be able to get both of them at the exact same time, as the objectives are very, very similar. So you should be hitting both of them at the same time. So at some point during this, you will be grabbing some of the players together, and that can obviously help you strengthen out your team as and when. So the first of the objectives for the seconds is to score 12 finesse goals. So you should be able to get that one done pretty quickly, and then obviously Philippe Max is someone you could use if you don't have him already to throw in there. I would recommend probably playing him at centre-back to get him the most use out of him in this team. You also need to assist 6 goals with crosses using Eredivisie players. Should be easy enough. RBX crosses are overpowered in this game anyway. You need to play 18 matches with 11 Eredivisie players for the striker Danilo. That should be the last one that you pick up, I imagine. And then also you need to win 8 matches. And then once you round up the set, you will get this Couleur card. So let's jump straight into the team that I've built to help you do this one a lot easier. So as you can see on the screen, guys, this is the team that I have built. There are a couple of variations and a couple of options depending on which players you have available to you, whether you have the original set of the players such as Baumgartel, Gravenbach and obviously Van Bergen. If you completed that, then this will be very, very useful. You better use all of those, but I will give you some alternatives if you haven't got those players anyway. So going through the team, we've got Paz in goal. He's 6'6". There is also Anastol, who is also 6'6". I would recommend going for either of those two if you can. But if they're both price locked, use what you have in your club and work around that. Obviously, if you've got a 75 rated goalkeeper, then that does help keep the rating down. As per usual, you want to stack your bench with 3 silvers and then mostly golds as well. And then going on to the options on the bench, we've got a couple of options that I'll talk about in a second. So going through the team, we've got Haps at left back, very, very fast, overpowered, very useful for you. The centre-back option I would go for if you don't have any of the special ones available to you is regular Viergever. Also, you could use Senesse's regular card. He isn't bad as well, but I think Vergiver, they're both going to be pretty poor, and he's the 75 rated one of those two. At right back, I've gone for Mazraoui. I just found him to be very useful last time I did these objectives, and he's low rated as well. Fits the rating perfectly. In CDM, we have Gravenberch. If you don't have Gravenberch, I would recommend regular Leroy Fer. But if you do have Gravenberch, then of course, get him in there. He's perfectly good for a CDM. Very, very good card. At right wing, I am going for Van Bergen, but there is some other options. You could also go for Kirk, who I've got on the bench for me. You could also go for Anthony, who's on the other side at the moment, and then use David Neres on the left-hand side. So if you don't want to use Anthony, if you want to use David Neres, you can use him there instead. In Cam, we've gone for Promes because, it's very helpful to have good attacking options there. But if you're wanting to strengthen up the defence, then we could swap him around. You have also got Kudus as another option that you could use there. Up top, we've got Doniel Malen. Some people may have done the Malen 87, so if you did his SBC, then definitely go ahead and put him in there if you can, and then you may have to lower the ratings in certain other positions to be able to fit him in. And then we also have Boadu, who is just, again, fast, overpowered. So those two up top, that trio is very sweaty. However, if you're someone that's not fantastic defensively, then here are some other options for you as well. If we take out Promes and go for Kudus instead, then you can usually get some better players into this team. You can also put Senesse in, and that keeps the rating there. So if we put Senesse in, we've got Kudus in, then you can keep the rating below the 78 mark, and then you've got a much stronger back four there to build from. The other option you can do is if you wanted to use Kleiber as part of the defence, then of course you can chuck him in over Senesse, and that is pretty much the maximum. You can't get any higher than this set of ratings here. So if you wanted to use Kleiber, then you could definitely use him at centre-back as an option, but I would suggest that maybe you don't, just because of his work rates. He might be out of position, but very, very fast, so very useful as well. Again, if you're wanting to get Leroy Fer's card that just came out into there at CDM, of course you're going to need to downgrade on the centre-backs to be able to get that rating in there, which is very helpful still. So obviously Gravenberch and him, I'm not sure if you can get Senesse in at the same time. I think that just about tips it over, yeah, with those three. But with Gravenberch in there, you can get both of those two in the back four, of course. And then also, if you did just want to use Kleiber because you have him at right back, you can of course use him there and still be able to keep him in the team along with Gravenberch and Van Bergen, as long as you are using Viergever at centre back. So those are the options for the team. I would personally go with this setup where I have got Senesse in centre back, and Mazraoui at right back with Kudus in cam, mainly because I think that defensively being sound is very helpful to winning games in this mode, and you do have to win some more, so it's going to be a bit more sweaty. Overall though, this team should be very good, very quick, very sweaty. A lot of people are going to have overpowered teams for this, so it's going to be important that you build the right team, because most people will already have the Eredivisie objectives cards from the first set, so you're going to see that a lot. Obviously, as you get Philippe Max in there at a certain point, you may see him quite often as well. Overall, though, I think the main strength of this squad is the fact that you've got such a solid defence between Baumgartel and Senese at the back that people will not be able to break that down with how overpowered some of the centre backs are this year. So when you're going to be playing against a Malen and a Badi, you are going to need the fast centre backs to keep yourself in the game. And obviously, Gravenberch is perfect in there for centre mid. Again, there's lots of options. You can play around with all of the players that are available. If you're someone coming to this new, then you may want to go for Leroy Fer, get him in there, and then prioritise that position because he can lock it down in CDM for you. You could also bring him on at centre back. So there's lots of options, but this is just a team idea to help you guys get this done a lot quicker. I think that it will work very effectively. If you like the video, guys, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe to me, you can. Make sure to check me out on the socials below. My name's Soapsy, and I'll see you guys later.